Voting is continuing though, and we cross to Alexandra in Johannesburg, and our reporter Masego Rahlaga is there. Hello Masego. So are the queues growing as we get closer to the 9 o'clock cut-off time?
Well, Sally, I must admit, throughout the day, as Deboho Masilo and I were crisscrossing around various parts of Johannesburg, we did realize that not a lot of people opted to get out there in the morning in most of the voting stations we visited. I assume maybe it's because they took this as a long weekend, and we all know that South Africans love having fun. But we have seen the queues growing. Every now and then you'd find it empty, and every now and then it would suddenly be full again. Let's start with Ubaba over here. He seems to be the only one that's not running away from me. Vote.
No, last week I voted like a company my wife here.
Oh, okay, so when you've already voted?
I've already voted, if you can say, yeah.
Yes, okay, all right. So it looks like she's from work. Could that be the reason why?
She's from work, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's the reason that our company.
How long have you been a resident of Alexandra?
Oh, more than 26 years, some of the year.
Sure. So you have seen this township grow. What are some of the changes that you're hoping will be brought forward by the party you voted for?
Since I've been here for those years, I've seen lots of changes. Not like, but there's some that are not they're not like the way maybe wanted them. Say, yeah.
Okay, Papa, no, thank you so much for your time. Sally, I think maybe you'll indicate to me if I'm running out of time, but basically he's saying he's been living in Alexandra for 26 years. That is our entire democracy here in South Africa. He says he's seen some changes, but of course not enough. He also says that he was waiting he has already casted his ballot. He was just waiting for his wife to come back to work, from work rather, so that he can bring her here so she can cast her vote. So you see that journalists aren't the only people that had to report for duty today, of course. So some people didn't take up the weekends. Some people didn't take up the special vote weekend offer, and they decided that they'll use the opportunity to come cast their ballots during the times that the IEC voting stations are open. We all know that those voting stations are expected to close at around 9 o'clock, unless at 8 o'clock, Sally, the IEC announces something else.
Yeah, that will be very interesting to see. Masego Rahlaga in Alexandra, and it certainly does seem that a lot more people are coming through to the polls this evening, because a big concern is voter turnout. Are we going to see the lowest voter turnout ever for a local election? And I think our lowest was something around 48%, and that I think was around 2000. So it will be very interesting to see if we get to that low level. But of course, we'll only know once all the votes have been counted. Thank you very much, Masego. Stay with us.